A 2021 study found that hearing a claim just twice is enough to make it feel true. Hearing it a third or fourth time barely adds anything more. Think about a rumor you've heard about someone, an ad jingle you can't shake, a fact you're sure you know, but couldn't actually prove if someone asked. You didn't choose to believe any of it. It just started to feel true. You'd probably say you believe things because you've thought them through, but your brain doesn't work that way. It uses a shortcut, and that shortcut has almost nothing to do with evidence. So what is your brain actually doing when something starts to feel true? Psychologists call it the illusory truth effect. Here's the mechanism. Every time your brain processes information, it's also tracking how easy that processing feels. The second time you hear something, it's a little faster to process, a little smoother, and your brain reads that smoothness as a signal. Not, "I've heard this before." It reads it as, "This is correct." Your brain isn't checking facts, it's checking effort, and effort is a terrible way to measure truth. Think about a commercial jingle you've heard 100 times. You're not agreeing with it, you just recognize it instantly, and that recognition feels like familiarity. Your brain quietly mistakes that familiar feeling for a true one. The same thing happens with a piece of trivia you've heard since childhood. You've probably never checked if it's accurate. It just sounds right because you've heard it so many times it stopped feeling like a claim at all. Here's the part almost nobody expects. You'd think belief keeps climbing the more you hear something. 10 times, 20 times, more convinced each time. But researchers found the opposite. The biggest jump in belief happens the second time you hear a claim. After that, each repetition adds only a small amount more. Your brain doesn't need to hear something constantly to start trusting it. It just needs to hear it twice, and most of the damage is already done. And this is where it gets uncomfortable. This effect doesn't ask permission. In one study, people rated repeated statements as more true even when those statements directly contradicted what they already knew to be false. Knowing better didn't protect them. The feeling of familiarity was louder than their own knowledge. This is exactly why misinformation spreads the way it does. A false headline gets shared, then reshared, then shows up again in a different post from a different person. By the third time you see it, no one has proven anything. But it doesn't feel like a rumor anymore. It feels like something you already know. It's also why advertising still works on people who insist they're immune to it. And it's why a lie repeated inside a relationship, at work, or in a family can start to feel like truth. Not because it was ever proven, but because it was said again and again in a slightly different way until repetition did the work that evidence never did. Someone doesn't need to convince you with a good argument. They just need to say the same thing often enough, in enough different rooms, until it stops sounding like their opinion and starts sounding like a fact you arrived at yourself. So here's a small test worth running on yourself. The next time something feels obviously true, pause for a second. Ask where that certainty is actually coming from. Is it something you personally verified? Or is it just something you've heard before, somewhere, from someone, more than once? That question alone won't make the feeling go away. Familiarity will still feel like truth, but you'll at least know what you're feeling, instead of mistaking it for proof. You're not gullible for missing this. Your brain isn't broken. It's running a shortcut that usually works, because the familiar things often are safe and true. It just wasn't built to tell the difference between something repeated and something real. And once you know that, you start hearing things differently. Not with more suspicion, with more attention. Your brain does something just as strange with your own memories. It doesn't just replay them, it rebuilds them, every single time. And sometimes it builds in details that were never actually there.